All right, we're back. Welcome to the third episode of the Four Nerds podcast. I'm here with Julian and Tristan, and we are deciding who the host for this episode is going to be.
Isn't it gonna be me?
Yes, you can be the host.
Yay. Wait, this isn't gonna be in the actual episode, is it? Please don't put this in the actual episode. Okay, whatever. So, yeah, as Arlo said, this is our third episode. What are we gonna talk about, boys? Uh, has anyone brought anything to discuss?
I have this art project that I'm working on, and it's due in 2 days, and we've had 2 weeks to work on it, and I haven't started it. I mean, I haven't gotten much done, but I've started it, and it's surprisingly challenging. I have to make a miniature diorama inside of an Altoid tin with paper and stuff, and multiple layers and hot glue.
That's an Altoid pen.
Altoids,
No?
they're a brand of mints that you pop in your mouth, and they come in a small metal tin.
Oh, those. I always thought they
Yeah,
said almonds or anchovies.
they come in a small metal tin, and once you wash out the tin and eat all the Altoids, you have this metal tin that you don't really know what to do with. And so I'm using mine to make a miniature diorama for class, and it is not going well because I have discovered that I have no idea how to draw a werewolf.
Wait, what are you making a diorama of?
So I've been getting into Celtic legends lately, and the whole aesthetic of a snowy winter in 1600s Switzerland with werewolves and everything. It's inspired by one of my favorite digital artists. I just wanted to do a werewolf one with blood and dead bodies and a dead tree and layers of snow. And I thought it would be really cool. But I can't draw werewolves, even from afar, which makes it extremely challenging.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Wish I had an art class.
You don't have any art classes?
Oh, for online school, they are cutting everything down to quarters, so there aren't any electives.
They're cutting everything down to quarters?
It's like using a quarter system where there's 4 units or something like that.
Does it work?
I mean, kind of does, though it's a bit annoying. You have to get around everything.
Right.
I don't think it's that annoying. I've been handling it pretty well because you only have to deal with 4 classes now instead of 8, which is nice.
Are you learning just as much?
Uh, I mean, as much as public high school can teach you, yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually have an art class, but it's really funny. So I think it was the day before school actually started. We got what classes we're gonna have this quarter. One of the classes I got was ceramics, and this was pretty low on the list. So I mean, I don't know how your school works, Arlo, but at our school, what you do uh, is you sign up for classes and you have to put 8 electives, and you're not going to get all those electives, but you put down 8 electives from this sheet they give you that has all of them on it, and you have to pick 8 that you would want, and you put them in order from how much you want them. And ceramics was 5th or 6th, so I don't know how I got it, but I did. And it's not even really, when I actually went to it, it's not even really a ceramics class. It's more like a multimedia class because we haven't done anything that's really ceramics related at all.
Uh, well, what have you been doing then? Because it seems like your teacher isn't really teaching you ceramics.
Well, it's called ceramics, but we don't really do ceramics. It's pretty much just a multimedia class. And the last project we did was we had to go outside and gather just random stuff from outside, like sticks or leaves, flowers, nuts, whatever. You had to make a project out of that. and I made a like mandala out of like fall leaves and some nuts in the center.
That sounds actually pretty neat.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. But what's funny about it was, so on that day it was like raining and there was like a rainstorm outside and it was super windy. So I'd try and set it up and I'd be almost done. And then a gust of wind would come and blow it all away and I have to start all over again. Eventually I just have to go, fuck it. And I had to take it all inside, set it up downstairs. But the thing was, I've got a bunny that he comes in and out of there. And just as I went down there and started setting up, he came in and he saw the leaves and nuts and thought that was food. So he started eating it. And I had to like
Uh-oh.
shoo him away. And I was and I was setting it up, and at one point he got me and he snuck around and he ate an entire leaf, and then I shoot him away. So then one piece of it was missing, so I had to go out and get another one. It was really funny.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah, it was cute. It was really annoying at the time, but now I think it's really cute.
Hey, you know what? We should make a Patreon.
Patreon. Dude, we have like 7 subscribers.
We should make a Patreon in advance so that when we get more than 7 subscribers, people can choose if they want to give us money so that we can make even more subscribers.
Donk.
So that we can make more money. Stonks. Stonks. And that also means that we can use those funds to buy better equipment for our podcast and also for personal funds because I literally don't have an allowance or a job. So I think we should make one in advance just so we have one for when we might start actually get donors, if not now.
I think it's a little bit too early. I'd wait until we at least have I'd say at least till we have a steady fan base, because we don't really have that. We have like 7 subscribers, and I don't think a single one of our videos has gotten more than 30 views. I think we're jumping the gun a little bit to put up a Patreon.
Imagine a room with 30 people in it. That's how many people want to give you money.
Okay,
That's how this works.
no, that's not, because those 30 people who have watched our video, only, let's say, so 30 of those people have watched our videos, only 7 have subscribed. That's not even half. That's less than half of the
7
people.
times 2 is more than 30.
7 times 2 is not more than 30. 7 times 2
7
is 14.
times 2, yeah, 40.
No, 14.
40 minus 30 is 10.
7 times 2 is 14.
What are you talking about?
You said 7 times 2 is 40. It's 14.
If we were to make a Patreon, what would be in our description?
Wait, are you making a Patreon?
No.
Dude, Arlo, we don't need a Patreon yet. We don't need a Patreon.
It says that we need at least 100 characters for our about and description section. So I'm gonna just repeat the words mega stonks until we get to 100 characters.
No, just set up like a plan, like step 1, make YouTube channel. Step 2, upload videos. Step 3, have people watch and subscribe to those videos. Step 4, create a Patreon. Step 5, stonks.
Pretty much.
Just do like a step-by-step plan.
Oh, for the description of the Patreon?
Yes.
Will do. So I already made us an account, but it's not like we have a page. It's just like we have an account on Patreon registered with our Google account.
Okay.
Oh my god, wait, we've already made $0.
Oh boy.
Wow.
$0.
Stonks.
Stonks.
Okay, so if I click on the finish page button, name of Patreon page, 4 Nerds Podcast. Profile photo, I put it in the recycle bin, so we'll have to make a new one.
Maybe if we get enough people donating to our Patreon, we can hire a Fiverr artist to do our logo.
Yes, and an audio editor, so I don't have to do it.
Who said you could stop working?
Save changes. All we need to do now is upload a cover image, upload a profile picture, and finish account details. Legal first name, 4. Legal last name, Nerds. Are we planning on uploading any 18 plus NSFW content?
Think
Because you never
so?
know. You don't think so?
I don't know if you'd really count this 18 plus content. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like suitable for children, but
Unless you count the time we talked about Tails gets trolled, that's pretty NSFW.
I would say so.
yeah. Also, I mean, listen, if anyone's watching this and you're watching it at work, please don't. Please get back to work and do your job. Seriously, I really don't want you to get fired because you are watching us. It's really not worth it. Please don't do that.
Do you think our content even appeals to people who are old enough to have jobs?
Uh,
Doubt it.
well, my friends watch this, as far as I know, and they both have jobs. So, ha,
Huh.
nerds, you guys have jobs and you watch this podcast. I probably shouldn't be saying that because then they might unsubscribe. Please don't unsubscribe. We already have so few. Please stay.
We are scraping the bottom of the bucket. Okay. I have opened Microsoft Paint to create some cover art. Let's start with the classic golden thick brush. I will do the number 4, and then I will do the letter N, and then I will put a circle around that. Microsoft Paint is there's so many features of it that I don't like. I wonder if we'll be one of those podcasts that doesn't take off and kind of slows down before drifting away, or if we end up taking off and making any money.
I don't know. I don't really expect this to be a huge success or anything. I would honestly be very surprised if this became a huge success.
A huge success. No one said anything about a huge success.
Well, just like taking off in general. I don't know if we take off. Maybe like get somewhat of a steady fan base, but not like anything huge.
Okay, we have to make that a square, and then we have to center that. So did anyone actually bring a conversation topic while I'm doing this, or are we just gonna...
Oh, hi. Yes, I have one.
You have one?
I just figured I'd talk about this since the trailer for the newest movie just popped up. This one is an anime called Neon Genesis
Evangelion.
Oh, Evangelion.
Evangelion?
Yeah, it's Evangelion.
I've been pronouncing it with like a J sound.
Dude, you better hope no Ava fans are watching this. They're gonna tear you apart.
It looks so cool, but I know nothing about it.
Uh,
It's basically like,
so
oh, you go ahead, Julian. You've actually watched the show. I know what it's about, but I've never watched it.
I've seen the series and of Evangelion, but haven't seen the reboot series yet. But basically, Evangelion starts off as a sort of a mecha style anime where it takes place in the glorious future of 2015.
Wow,
I can't wait for that day.
that's kind of sad.
Well, didn't it come out in the 80s?
It came out in 1995.
Oh,
It's 15 years after this event called Second Impact, which basically destroyed half of the planet.
Wait, it's the second impact of what?
I told you it would kind of be a spoiler.
Oh, so they don't tell you right away, do they?
Oh.
Interesting.
And there's this kid named Shinji Ikari, whose father is the leader of this organization called Nerve. His dad basically abandoned him until years later he's like, Shinji, I need you to pilot this robot.
dude, wait, isn't there this whole meme of like getting the fucking robot Shinji?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, wait, let me see if I can find one. I'm sure I can.
Anyways, what convinces him to do it is he's there are two pilots and the other one, Ray, he sees that she's been severely injured from a fight, so he decides, okay, I'll do it. It turns out that the reason why Nerve exists is to fight off these aliens called angels, and what I like about the angels is how each one has a very abstract design. Let me show you a picture of some of them.
Will do. Oh, and I can add visuals to this episode because I have Film More on 9.
these are some of the angels.
So wait, one of them's just like a diamond.
One of them is
Yeah,
just Jesus.
sort of Jesus.
You know what they remind me of? Are the extraterrestrial beasts from Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Oh yeah, dude. To me they kind of just look like fan-made Pokemon.
They do look like really strange kinds of Pokemon. I think the one on the very right could be a cool legendary.
Let's see. Okay, so we've got a blue diamond, Ghost Jesus.
An insect thing.
And we've got like a Hollow Knight enemy with a red lightsaber, and a spider with a giant snake skeleton on it.
I like the spider one.
Honestly, let me pull up a picture of this guy. This one is my favorite because of the context of the episode he appears in, where basically he sucks up Shinji and puts him through this psychological therapy session. So slowly, it's shown that a lot of the cast of show each have their own psychological issues, and their main problem is how each of them isn't as close to each other as they pretend to be because they won't talk to each other about their problems, and sort of becomes a key factor into the plot. Like, Shinji doesn't know how to connect to people, and this woman she's being taken care of, Misato, has daddy issues, and things sort of get worse for Shinji when everyone's favorite tsundere, this German girl named Asuka, shows up. They have sort of a rocky relationship, like
Wait, sorry. Everyone's favorite what?
tsundere.
That's how you say it. Oh, I
Yeah.
know that term and I know how to spell it. I've just never known how to pronounce it. What does it mean?
Tsundere is basically, it's usually a girl. It's usually the main character. They'll usually have a crush on the main character, but they don't know how to express it. So they always just like yell or beat the shit out of the main character and saying they don't like him when they actually do. That's basically what a tsundere is.
Oh,
Like if you've seen that meme, it's with the anime girl basically being like, "It's not like I like you or anything, baka." Yeah, that's
yeah.
basically a tsundere.
Asuka's kind of a construction of tsunderes because it's shown that she actually has a reason for why she's like this. And things just go downhill for her. Just as interesting is the production behind it, because creator of Evangelion was Hideaki Anno, who made this like because he was dealing with depression and did this as a way to express himself. And the reason why it got so dark in the middle of the series is because Anno had a bit of a breakdown of expressing that. Because at this point, Anno was getting kind of sick of his fans in the show because thing is the crew had a tight budget and they ran that out. They basically had to do the last two episodes in Crayola markers, and he got pissed about that. So this movie is basically meant to destroy everything everyone liked about the series in a way. Like it is amazing, honestly. Visuals, the soundtrack, it's sort of a surreal experience.
Is it good?
Yeah, you probably want to watch the series first.
Hmm.
So after that, was the Rebuild movies, which are basically a film trilogy that's a remake of Evangelion. Halfway through, there was a troubled production with the third movie, which caused Anno to going back to hating don't want anything to do with Ava. So he made the third movie like really mean spirited or something. I haven't watched it, so I can't say for sure. But after that, there was sort of an unofficial hiatus with the series. Like there was a fourth movie in development. 2020, it was announced that fourth movie would finally come out, called Thrice Upon a Time for some reason. Fortunately, due to the pandemic, they had to delay it again. Which is that it was actually going to come out on my birthday.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Damn.
so recently they announced new release date, which is like January of next year. So at least we got that.
I have an assignment due on my birthday this year, which is in a few weeks, November 2nd, so a little under a month. And it is for my writing and literature in video games class.
Wait, what?
I have a class on writing and literature in video games, and one of our big projects is due on my birthday, but I already finished it.
Bro, you private school kids get like the weirdest classes.
We get the coolest classes. This year or last year, we also had a class on Captain America and how he stands for everything that America does.
What?
What the?
It was
you had
like, yeah, it was like history of like prejudice and American issues in the modern world viewed through Captain America.
what the? Bro, what kind of school are you going to?
There are only 100 students, okay? We can do whatever we want.
Dude, what the? Freaking privilege, man.
So what's the project on?
So over the course of the entire class, we're supposed to build like a hypothetical, like a concept for a video game without ever coding anything. And so the first project we ever did was we hand drew a map for the RPG, and it was so each student in the class is doing their own project, so none of them are connected. So I did my map project, which took maybe a week, and then this project is our second assignment, and it's due on my birthday in a few weeks. We had to do character descriptions of all the different characters and the cast of our video game, and how they connect to each other. And so I did a Google slideshow with original art and a whole lot of words. But I can't share it with you guys because I'm gonna base my next Dungeons and Dragons campaign off of it.
Sweet.
That sounds cool.
It is very cool. It was very difficult. I didn't have the due date down right, so I was doing it the night before I thought it was due one time, and that was a few weeks ago. And it turned out I actually had more than a month to do it, but I thought that I had procrastinated until the night before the due date, and so I got it all done in like I kid you not, I am not exaggerating at all, like at least 8 or 9 consecutive hours of work.
Wow.
Wow.
And even that was extremely sloppy and like didn't fulfill all the requirements. So after I found out that I wasted all that time, I just decided to go back over it and polish it, and now I have it done. It's completely finished. It's polished more than a month before the due date. And so the teacher of that class said that I could just stop coming to class if I wanted to until the next assignment,
Whoa.
because we just go over the details and then like check in, and then most of class is just work time where she can keep an eye on us. But I'm already done, so there's no point. Anyway,
This is just insane to me, okay? Because I have just like normal classes that us regular people take. Like I have algebra, I've got biology, and you get like writing in video games.
yes, I tried so hard to get into this class. It was my first pick by far.
How many people are in that class?
Let me try and think. It's like me and like 9 other kids.
So there's like 10 people in your whole class.
I guess so, and it's one of our larger classes.
When we were like attending school, like actual indoor school, my core classes would have like 30 people easy. Freshman year, all freshmen had to take a class called Arts Lab, and there was like 98 kids in that class.
In one period?
Yeah,
That sounds horrendous.
yeah, but they had 3 teachers for it, and they split it up between the 3 teachers.
So, before I wrap up the topic of Evangelion, does anyone have any questions about it? Like,
Should I watch it? Because I know it's on Netflix.
Well, Arlo, maybe you could watch it on this video sponsor, Verve.
Ugh.
actually, it's not on Verve.
I'm kidding, guys. We don't actually have a Verve sponsor. I wish.
Sadly, we don't have any sponsors yet.
Someday we may have a Verve sponsor. Just not today.
You should get Manscaped as a sponsor.
Raid Shadow Legends.
NordVPN.
Anyways, I wouldn't really recommend the Netflix version in terms of the dub, because, like, you read a whole show, and it's honestly not that great. Like, everything just comes off as really bland. It's like, in the original dub, it's like, don't do it, father. Netflix version, it's like, no, I won't, father. And what is how later on, Shinji falls in love with this guy, and at one point he says basically, I love you. In the Netflix version, they basically change it to have my grace or something like that.
So why does Netflix have to change it?
I don't know, like, when it comes to dubs, some lines are always changed. I just am kind of annoyed that they, for some reason, decided to do that.
I don't know if I could go on a side tangent here. For me, dubs in anime are really weird because, especially if the anime takes place in Japan, because then all the characters have like English American accents. It just sounds really off. Sometimes, not a lot of the time anymore, but sometimes they'll keep in, where in Japanese, depending on like, I guess your status, you're called either like kun or senpai, and it's really weird when in a dub you hear a character in like an American English accent say like, "Oh, hello senpai. How are you doing this morning?"
Yeah, it's not an English thing.
It just sounds weird to me.
Mm.
I'm like, "You're not supposed to be saying this. You don't sound Japanese. Why are you talking like that?" I don't know. It's also just off-putting. They're all Japanese characters in Japan, but they talk like they're in America.
That's always annoyed me when shows do that, or like they use like strictly American terms or catchphrases, like "see you later, alligator."
It's like, no, Japanese people don't say that.
Really, anyone says that.
I say that, ironically. Anyhow, we just ran out of time for our third episode, and it
Yeah,
was garbage, but I had fun. And in conclusion, we are starting a Patreon. Neon Genesis Evangelion is pronounced with a hard G. And don't watch the Netflix version because they change words to make it bad.
sorry, Ava fans, if we triggered you. We don't. Arlo and I don't know anything about it. Julian's the only one who's watched it.
Want to watch the Netflix one? Stick good old piracy.
Good old fashioned piracy.
At least you're not paying Bezos with Amazon Prime. Is it on Amazon Prime?
I don't think so. Maybe rebuild films are, but
Okay. Eat the rich, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, see you guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
I